Greetings, dear people of God at Trinity and beloved friends beyond. Thank you for joining me for this week's Reflections from the Other Side. It's official. Summer is over. Work and school schedules are more hectic. Calendars are filling up. 2 people cut me off and another ran a red light as I was driving home from my movement and stretch appointment today. An experience meant to loosen and limber me up. It just made me tense and annoyed and late. The last phone call I had with my son Jordy after a particularly challenging day as assistant principal at a high school in Vacaville, he was sitting in the car outside his home, saying that it was good that he was talking about it before he went in to face his family. Stress is in the air. But this week I received an occasional newsletter from a friend in Marin who is basically experiencing the same stress. She wrote, "I feel there are fewer hours in the day to get everything done, and I'm bringing that stress home with me." Then she told an anecdote that she had read over the summer and that I want to pass on to you. Recently, I hired a plumber to help me restore an old farmhouse. After he had just finished a rough day on the job, a flat tire made him lose an hour of work, his electric drill quit, and his ancient 1-ton truck refused to start, I offered to drive him home. He sat in stony silence on the way. On arriving, he invited me to meet his family. As we walked toward the front door, he paused briefly at a small tree, touching the tips of the branches with both hands. And then, opening the door, he underwent an amazing transformation. His face was wreathed in smiles, and he bear-hugged his 2 kids and gave his wife a kiss. Afterward, he walked me to the car. We passed the same tree, and my curiosity got the better of me. I asked him about what I had seen him do earlier. "Oh, that's my trouble tree," he replied. "I know I can't help having troubles on the job, but one thing's for sure, those troubles don't belong in the house with my wife and children. So I just hang them on the tree every night when I come home and ask God to take care of them. Then in the morning I pick them up again. Funny thing is, when I come out in the morning to pick them up, there aren't nearly as many as I remember hanging up the night before." A trouble tree to let go of the stresses of the day, to be more fully present? Sounds good to me. I'm reminded of the Jewish tradition of the mezuzah hanging on the right doorpost of one's house, relating to the concept that the doorpost is the dividing line between the swirl of the outside world and the sanctity and safe heaven of a home, a touchstone between 2 worlds, an ancient way of letting go and letting God. When I was in high school facing finals and complained to my father that I was having a hard time sleeping, he shared with me a prayer he used to say before he went to bed. "God, with your help, I've done what I can do today. You take over from here, and I'll see you in the morning." How can we leave the stresses of the world and rest, and take precious time to be present with loved ones when we are with them, especially when our cell phones constantly call for our attention? There's something magical about my being with my grandchildren. They are teaching me to be more fully present, to let go of the distractions of the day. Somehow I'm able to leave behind worries and distractions to be more fully present with them than I was with my own children. With my own children, there was the schedule to keep, the dinner to be prepared, the phone calls to be returned, not even any emails in those days. Even my body language with them was different. Then I was more often on my knees, halfway in and halfway out of playing with my children. Now I'm sitting cross-legged, flat on the floor, or even lying full length beside my grandchildren, as they focus so beautifully and amazingly on their current play toy, whatever it is. I've made a commitment to being with Rory and Addie as fully as I can. Despite the day's stresses or unfinished distractions, I think they can sense that as we play. Holly Near sings, "Oh, what did I do that had to be done? What did I read that had to be read? When I might have turned to watch you instead? I wish you were here again. I wish you were here to get underfoot. I wish you were here to get in my way, to call me from work, to call me to play. I wish you were here again. Bottom line, do you need a troubles tree? I do. Amen.